Hey yo, what is up guys? It is your boy today bringing you another video today. Guys, we're going to be doing, I guess, another beginner's guide to an extent. This is also like kind of a intermediate guide as well, but still I think it is a very good thing for everyone to know, like, starting out, like, what is the best giant boss equips to farm. I will be telling you all of the, I guess, the most notable ones that I can show you, and then, so let's get into it. Probably the best thing to farm as a new player as soon as you see this event is the Relic Lesser Demon Heart. This is one of the giant boss equips. You can get this from the Cave of Deep Darkness giant boss event that comes around. Currently it is not here, unfortunately, but this is one of the best 5-star support equips in the game for new players because this thing gives you 5 art gauge a second for 20 seconds. It is a very strong Argent item for newer players, since you guys probably don't have the crossover summons, but the crossover gacha unique equips, like for example Milim's clothes, Goku's jacket, stuff like that. So this is one of the best equips you guys can pick up. So like I said, this is from the Cave of Deep Darkness giant boss event. You guys go farm that, and yeah, it is definitely worth the get. Probably the best thing to farm as a new player. Everybody recommends you farm this as soon as you start playing. Moving on from that, we have a 4-star physical attack item. This right here is Relic Mav. This is a item which increases your break power by 100% for 5 seconds. A very strong item on any breaker in the game. So any breaker like Platina, any breaker like Platina. Well, yeah, any breaker like Platina, Platina, Talus. Who else? Platina, Talus, Palamecia. Well, no, Palamecia can't use this, can she? No, she can't. But yeah, anybody with a 5-star physical attack or a 4-star physical attack slot that is a breaker can use this equipment, and it is one of the best equips in the game because of that. Increasing a breaker's break power by 100% is pretty much doubling its break, so it is very, very strong. With this, with certain setups in, for example, on Platina against the Rags Giant Boss or the Rags Phantom, with certain setups, and you use the Relic Mav for this, Platina can actually break the boss within 1 art. So it is pretty ridiculous. And certain points in time in certain situations, she can do that against the Rags giant boss. So yeah, it is pretty crazy. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking up this if you guys are using or planning on investing into any type of breaker in this game. Definitely make sure you pick up this equip. Another equip that I would recommend for beginners only, but not really for any like long time players or anything like that, because you guys already probably have Curse Light Sword. If you guys are a newer player though, however, I would recommend picking up this Relic Redeus. It is a pretty decent 5-star physical attack slot. This will give you 6,800% light damage, and it will give you 700 break, but main thing, it gives you 15 art gauge on hit. I think this has a 30-second cooldown or something like that, or is it 20 seconds? I can't remember exactly, but yeah, this would be replaced with Curse Light Sword whenever you guys are able to do the raid, but we're more so focusing on giant bosses right now. So yeah, this is a very good equip for new players. Also, another good equip to farm if you are a new player, or even if you're not a new player, is this right here, Force Keratos. Force Keratos is one of the best items in the game for 4-star healing, at least from giant boss wise, is because this thing is pretty much an AoE cleanse at max level. At max level, if you max enhance this thing will heal all allies HP by 200, which is very weak. However, the thing that it does do is it cleanses poison, stun, curse, burning, freeze, seal, and darkness. So it is very good in that regard. Pretty much all those status effects will be cleansed from you, so that is very, very good. The only two that aren't cleansed, I think, are disease and faint. So yeah, that kind of sucks though, but pretty much it is one of the best 4-star healing items. Pretty much if you are going to be doing the plant boss and you have a 4-star healing item, or you have a 4-star healing slot on one of your fire units or whatever, and you're going to be doing the plant boss, I recommend you use this, because if you don't have like something that can actually cleanse poison, then you have Force Keratos, which can. So yeah. Another equip that I would recommend you farming if you are trying to start nuking in this game, or trying to just do a ton of damage, or trying to increase your damage for your team, I would recommend farming Deus Volta. This is actually from the Emerald Bird Giant Boss event. You can get Deus Volta from it. So what Deus Volta does is increase damage by 20% and adds paralysis to all allies' attacks for 8 seconds. Really, the paralysis isn't really anything crazy, but more so just the increased damage by 20% is really what you're going to be using this equip for. So if you're trying, maybe you're lacking in damage or something like that, but you just need a little bit more damage, recommend Deus Volta. It's a free equip, literally from the Emerald Bird, and this will give you 20% more damage. Also, the ability that it has is it will generate your own HP by 10 every second. So yeah, but pretty much if you're lacking some damage, you need another damage item of a 4-star support or whatever to increase your team's damage, you can use Deus Volta. So that is that. Now the next ones I'm going to recommend, they have their own event, but you can farm them from the Rags Giant Boss. However, I do not recommend you farm them from the Rags Giant Boss. I recommend you farm them from the Rags event whenever it comes out, because the Rags event is so much easier than the Rags Giant Boss. But I thought I would go ahead and put them in there because, you know, they're technically Giant Boss equips as well. So the first one is the Gem of Rags. This right here is an extremely good summon gem. This thing does 7,000% non-elemental damage, and then once you summon it and you use it, it will increase all allies' art damage by 50% for 20 seconds. Pretty much it gives you a Mako buff, a mini Mako buff to an extent, because, you know, Mako with her true art gives 50% to everyone, or 50% art damage to everyone for 12 seconds, and this one gives you 50% art damage to everyone for 20 seconds. And yes, this can stack with Mako's art damage buff, so it increases your art damage by a total of 100%. So I definitely recommend you picking up this. However, I do not recommend you farm the Rags Giant Boss to try to farm this. I recommend you wait till the event comes out. Also, the other ones that I would recommend are these. Type 0 would be the other one I recommend. This is also from the Rags Giant Boss, but personally to me, I really wouldn't recommend you farm the Rags Giant Boss. What this 5-star support item does is it increases all allies' art gauge by 50, and it's a 9-second cooldown. It is a very decent 5-star support item. The only thing is that you really only use this in certain situations. Like, for example, you really only use this in, like, maybe if you're trying to, like, nuke in the raid or something, if everyone has a 4-star support or like a 5-star support slot, or you have like 2 5-star support slots, you know, you use 2 type 0s to get, like, you know, 100 art gauge instantaneously and stuff like that. So yeah, it's up to you, but me personally, I do recommend you farm this because this is a very good 5-star support item. You may use this, you won't use this all the time, but whenever you do need to use it, you know, it's there. But yeah, you pretty much can farm this from the Rags Giant Boss, but I recommend you wait till the Rags event to farm this. And then I think the last one that I would recommend you guys farm is Relic Diablos. Relic Diablos is a very good 5-star magic attack item for dark units. Pretty much what this does is it will do 6,800% dark damage magic. It costs 10% of your own, or your 10% of your current HP, and you increase your art or your own dark elemental damage by 50% for 5 seconds. It is pretty good. It kind of sucks that the buff doesn't last that long, so you have to kind of time it with your art and all that whenever you use it. But yeah, you put this on someone like Malia, and then as soon as you use your true art with Malia, you pop Relic Diablos, and then boom, Malia is going to do a ton of damage. So I definitely recommend using this on any dark attacker or dark sub attacker that you have to increase their damage by a little bit. So also, this is from the Black Shadow of Eclipse Giant Boss, the same as Relic Mav. As 2 bonus items, I thought that I would throw these in there. They're not Giant Boss items, but you can get them whenever their event comes around. This is the Dark Relic. You get this from the Mono Light Dungeon. This will do 5,500% dark damage magic. Dark elemental units ignore enemies' defense by 50% for 8 seconds. However, you don't really use it for the skill. You more so use it for its ability. So its ability is increase all allies' dark elemental units all stats by 20%. So on Mono Dark, this is an extremely good equip to have at least on 1 unit to increase everyone's stats by 20%. And then also this right here only activates whenever you have the other version of it, or not the other version, but the other equip from the Mono Light Dungeon. So you don't have to worry about that. And then the last one I want to recommend was the Tin Cane of Relief. This right here is pretty much the same thing as Dark Relic, except this heals all allies' HP by 200 if they are light elemental for 20 seconds. So if you are a light unit, you get 200 HP for 20 seconds, and then also will increase all allies' light elemental unit stats by 20%. Also, I'm not going to show you the other ones, but I recommend you guys farm all of the mono typing specific equipment like Light Relic, Tin Cane, like Dark Relic, and all that. I recommend you guys farm all those with their corresponding mono dungeons whenever they come out, because these are extremely good equips for the mono teams. So yeah, even if your team isn't like completely mono, maybe like 3 mono units, like 3 light units and then 1 like earth unit or whatever, you could still use Light Relic, Tin Cane. It's just that earth unit won't get that heal, but still this is a very strong equip, the same with all the other relics that are from the mono dungeon. Apart from that though, guys, I think that is all of the equips that I want to recommend for giant bosses in this video. If I missed any, you guys tell me down below. I don't think I did. I may have missed like 1 or 2, but I'm not for sure. Apart from that though, guys, thank you all for coming out, man. It's been your boy P. I'll be back later this week with another video, and yeah, hopefully we can do one more summoning video before Berwick leaves. I'm trying to do that, but if I can't, it's whatever. But yeah, guys, apart from that, thank you all for coming out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'm out, guys. Peace.